And we are live. Guys, I am so sorry. If you can see me speaking, please send me a message just to let me know that we're on. I really appreciate it. Sorry about this late delay. I had a huge technical glitch and my computer wigged out of me. I'm just sorting a couple of things out here. If you can see me, just let me know, please. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. This is really not cool. I should have been here earlier. My computer was doing an update and it suddenly rebooted, and I suddenly had to go to 300 different files to install. So I do apologize for that. You can see me. That would really be cool. Give me a second. Sorry, my machine's still booting up. Wow. So how's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's well. Get started as soon as we can. All right, so looks like we are live. Just gonna check us on the Hangout here so I can see myself. Guys, this is like the most disorganized I've ever been in my life. I truly do apologize. Just give me a... Okay, so we seem to be live. That's cool. Oh man, thank you so much, Aline. I appreciate it. It's been awesome. Anyway, let me officially start this. It is 11 minutes past 2 my time, so it'll probably be 11 minutes past 8 in your time zone or wherever you are in the world. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm truly sorry for this. I had as I said, my computer malfunctioned. It rebooted, and I had to go through 200 files of updates, and that was quite embarrassing. So the moment it actually happened, I realized what was the case, and so what I tried to do was I tried to get another computer ready to go, and it wasn't working, so I had this to go on. So anytime now, Stephen is probably going to join us. I first of all want to let me just get that right. I just want to say welcome to the 24-Hour Marketing Mastermind Hangout. Cool. I'm glad. Thanks, Aline. Appreciate it. Cool. Yes. I wanted to do this hangout for a very specific reason. That was my mind was blown yesterday, actually, when I was going through something with a few of my colleagues, talking about what it is that people need to do to get their business going. And I've noticed a lot of things. But before I get into that, I just want to talk about what's happening. The part of the reason I'm so disorganized is because I'm flying to Vegas. It'll be not tomorrow, but the next day. I'm getting on a plane and flying to Vegas. So first I'm going to the States. Very excited about it. Can't wait to get there. Steven's actually already in the States. At the moment, he's at Disney World. So he's having a really good time. And I'm really amped to go because I get to meet so many people. I get to meet Aileen. I get to meet Ryan. I get to meet Jeff. I get to meet Andrea. Man, it's just a Wade Baskin. So many people that I've actually known for most of them for over a year and a half, maybe, which is kind of weird. Ryan's been my sponsor for about 2.5 years now, and I've never actually met him physically. So this is going to be the first time that actually happens. I mean, isn't that just amazing that we can be in 2 continents and be in contact? It's unbelievable, and I'm truly grateful for the experience, and for me to actually fly to Vegas to be part of this event. And, if you guys are not going to be there, I just want to say you're going to be missing out on something really terrific. A lot of people say that you have to be at these hangouts, and there's a specific reason why they want you to be at the hangouts, at the events, because when you're exposed to an event, I actually haven't been to an event, but I have nearly been there in one sense because I was on virtually. So I watched the whole event online 3 months ago. And while I was watching it, I got so excited, and I actually got to connect with some people through Johnny and Jeff Sherwood. And that's where I met Pat Patterson. We connected. And just through that, my income has almost tripled, which is just incredible. And that's just making the association with Pat, who is, making an incredible amount of money. I've also got to say, before I say anything else, that disclaimers, you're not guaranteed to make money in this business. You have to read, you go to empowernetwork.com/income.php to see the average earnings that people do make. But, it's just a fact of life that if you rub shoulders with successful people, that some of that success is going to rub onto you. And that is super important in business, all right? It doesn't matter where you are. A lot of people make business about money, and that's partly the problem. We make it about money, whereas we should be making it about the tiny things that we get, the tiny little accomplishments that we make. So, you make your first capture page, you make your first landing page, you get like the first 2 opt-ins, you get all of that stuff. And you've got to be celebrating that. Each of those things is a step in the right direction. If you just make it about money, you're going to be incredibly frustrated, and I'm going to touch on that in a while. Sorry, my head's a bit mixed up. Yeah, we're going to have this great event. We're going to go there, and we're having such an amazing time because we're taking the two probably the most powerful systems out there and combining them. So we're going to have Empower Network and iPass joining forces with Dave Wood and Chris Jones, which is, in my book, one of the best things that's ever happened, because I love both aspects. I love both companies, and each company has a great part to it. iPass has got great training, Empower's got good training, but the two combined really presents a whole lot of possibilities. And if you've worked with iPass or Empower Network, you know what I'm talking about. You know how great the training is in both of those companies, and the different strong points and weak points of the companies, that if they combine forces, it's just going to be a tremendous, tremendous system. And we're going to Vegas to hear all about it first time, where we're going to learn about what secrets are going to be putting in there first. So that's the first reason why you want to get to these events. The second reason why you want to get to these events is you get to meet people. Like I met Pat virtually, but I'm actually going to be meeting lots, hundreds of people, thousands if not, and meeting the leaders, the $1 million earners that have really got financial freedom in the true sense of the word. So you want to be able to get to these events and start planning for it. The last time they had an event, I said to myself, I was going to get to that next event. And I just kind of visualized it as something I wanted to do. And you know what? It's come to fruition. I got my ticket. I'm ready to go. And that's just going to happen. And I want to make it a point to get to as many events as I possibly can. Granted, I've got some challenges here because I live so far away, but I want to make this happen. So that's the first thing I want to say. Let's see. I also want to say that if you're new to the Empower Network system, and this is the first time you're coming on here, and everything I've said has just made absolutely no sense whatsoever, don't panic. I'm going to tell you what to do. What you need to do first, and you need to make sure that you do this, is when you log into your Empower Network back office or the iPass system that you're using, whatever you're using, make sure you go through the training. So in Empower Network, they have what's called a level up sequence. You need to be going through that so you can understand how the system works. You need to understand the different parts that go into making a business work online. That's very important that you follow the steps. And then, of course, to make sure that you go through the fast start training, that's also in your back office. It's very easy to see. You just log into the home section of your back office and you'll see all the training there available for you. Make sure you go through that. So many people, when they get involved with the business, the first thing they do is they just get bogged down with, they think they know it all. And I say to people all the time, assume you know nothing and start from the bottom and work your way up. Because there are tiny things, tiny little bits that are there for a reason. I went into this business when I first started out not understanding why mindset was so important. And now coming this far, not only experiencing the financial freedom I've developed in my life, but I understand now why my business is working so well. It's because I had that mindset right. All right, that's super important. You need to understand that. All right, so once you have your mindset right, you are able to get into a business and work it properly. And so many people don't understand this. They kind of go through the motions of, yes, I need to get my mindset right, but they don't really live it. All right, they might be reading 100 books or listen to 100 audios, but they're not really listening. They're not really paying attention. They're not saying, I have to take responsibility for my business. Which comes to one of the main points I want to talk about in this Hangout today. All right. So this is on, how can I say, because it's actually quite disturbing when you think about it, and I don't want to harp on this too long because it can pull people down. But I want to talk about negativity, and I want to talk about the influence it has on your business. All right. So it's super important to encourage people in business. It's very important to encourage people in business. And it may just make sense when I say that, but I want you to think about how many, are you a person, as Sonia actually spoke about this the other day, are you a positive person or are you a negative person? More importantly, how do people see you? Do they see you as a positive influence or do they see you as a negative influence? And by negative, I mean, do they see you as a person that gossips? Do they go to you and say, guess what, who did what today? And can you believe this happened? And you just, are you complaining all the time? Because generally people like to complain all the time, most of the time. And I know this because I was a person like that when I just complained about absolutely everything. And and the reason you'll know this is if you really talk about yourself a lot. When people are very introspective, when they start talking about the way things are going for them, people tend to wane on the negative, and it really is depressing, not only to you, but to other people around you. And you tend to hang out with people that feel the same way. You'll notice that in crowds, people that are negative will sit with negative people. And these are the people that are battling with their work. They don't feel fulfilled. They're having a terrible life with their family. Everything is just not going right, You're dropping everything all the time. You're stubbing your toe. Life is just sucky and you don't know what to do with it. And this happens because we live in a world with so much crime. We live in a world with so much violence. We live in a world with news that just never talks about the bad things. That never talks about the good things in life. News will never talk about a wonderful thing that's happening. Very rarely that'll happen. Hey, Steve's just joined us now. Hey, Steve, I don't want to lose my train of thought here. I just want to carry on with the thought process. But if you could just
What's happening, guys? Yeah, I moved myself out.
Okay, great. So basically, when you surround yourself with negativity, it's going to have an effect on the way that you do business. All right, believe it or not, it has an effect on the way you do things. And when you stop hanging around people that are negative in your life, and you start to really think about the fact that you want to hang around positive people, this is why we have the Inner Circle and Empower Network, so that we can fill our mind with positive things. And I'm not really into that positive voodoo stuff. I'm not really a person that does that, but I understand the concept and the principle of thinking positive and making good decisions that will help people. And it's very hard to do because people don't understand why that is. And I'm going to tell you the secret to understanding how to make positive influences in your business. And I'm going to tell you the secret right now. And believe it or not, it will help you in your business. All right. Do you want to know how you do it? This is how you do it. You encourage people. Simple as that. You start to work on encouraging people. You start to think about the positive points that people have, and you compliment them on that. All right. Whenever you're talking to somebody, speak to them about, how they can improve their life, make a positive influence in their life. You see, the more you start to do that, the more you start being introspective and you start looking on the outside. And when you start focusing on things on the outside, your perspective changes. All right, because now you are thinking about other people. And when you start to think about other people, there's something that happens inside of you. All right. And I'll give you an illustration. When you give somebody something, like when you are giving money to a person that needs it, there is no way in that particular moment that you are being selfish. At that particular moment, you are actually taking something away from yourself and giving it to the other person. So when you do that, what's happening? There is a shift that happens in your mind where a flip switches and you start to think a little differently. When you start to help people, it means that you start to develop relationships with others. You start to help them. And this is why I have noticed that with all the successful people I have seen, and this is true 100% of the time in the circle that I've been around, that everybody that has had an increase in income, they've always had a few things in common. And the first one is they are constantly encouraging other people, all right? The second thing is they are constantly giving to other people, all right? And the third thing is that they are constantly making other people look better. That should be your job. And when you're in internet marketing, when you're doing any sort of business, if you want to get ahead in life, you've got to start thinking about other people in your business. And I know that we do this. We try to do this by commenting on people's blogs. We try to say nice things, respond to their comments that they make on Facebook. But here's an interesting concept. And I wrote about this in my email when I sent it out. The hardest thing, or the easiest thing you can do, but the hardest thing to do, is to actually share somebody else's content on your timeline, or like somebody else's work, or give other people exposure. Because the thought is that if I am promoting, you see, we say to ourselves, if I'm going to be sharing somebody else's blog post, that means that they're going to get recognition. And we got to stop thinking like that. All right? We got to start thinking to ourselves, you know what? By me sharing somebody else's content, or me saying something nice about somebody else, or you expressing just absolute gratefulness that somebody else in your team, got a sale or got 20 opt-ins in one day, what you're doing there is you're taking the focus off yourself and you're putting it on somebody else. And when you start to do that, things start to change around you. And I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that does make sense.
Yeah.
But we've
absolutely
got to stop.
Makes sense, bro.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
We've got to stop being people who are constantly thinking about our problems. And it comes with this money issue. We think we're not creating enough wealth, therefore we're not doing something right. We've got to take the focus off ourselves. And when you stop encouraging people, or when you're putting out negativity, all you are doing is alienating people around you. And I've seen it so many times. You know, the biggest thing you can see is when a person is not producing a lot of results and they are so encouraging to others. And it's just amazing to see that type of thing in people. When somebody is really just building you up and giving you praise, and you know, they don't seem to be getting any results, there's something special about that person. There's something that radiates. And when you start to do that, there's a big difference that happens in your business. And I want to encourage you, if you're on this Hangout right now, is I want you to take a good look at yourself. I want you to say to yourself, am I a positive person? Or am I a person who's just being negative all the time and putting people down? And you know what I'm talking about when you come home from work and you say, oh, my day was terrible. Or somebody says, I had a bad day. And you say, your day, my day was even worse. And you just carry on about yourself. So I want to challenge you to make this month about the other person. Don't make it about yourself. You know, try and take some time to give other people recognition. And when you see other people succeeding, share that with your fellow marketers and your fellow friends and say, look how well this person is doing in that business. And you know what, especially if they're in your team, because when you build somebody up in your team, that gives them a sense of purpose. And that's what we want. You know, we've got to stop thinking if I'm promoting somebody else's work, then somehow that's going to take away from me. It does the complete opposite. It's kind of like a what's the word I'm looking for, Steve? Like a, you know, it's true and it's not true at the same. I don't know. I can't remember. It works in opposites. But the fact is that you
oxymoron.
Oxymoron, yeah. But it's kind of like a, you know, when you are helping people, you're actually helping yourself. And the biggest leaders in any industry, like Napoleon Hill and Zig Ziglar, say the same thing. It's a constant theme throughout their books. When you help other people, that's how you're going to get to the position you want to get to. The biggest way that you can be successful is by helping other people being successful. And that's what will happen. It's a constant theme I see all the time. The people that don't have success have these in common. All they do is they talk about their problems. That's all they do. When, you know, this isn't working for me, that isn't working for me. Everything seems to be focused on themselves and not on the other person. That is the theme that happens time and time and time again. So take a good, hard look at yourself. And it may be hard to, you know what might be a really good idea is to go up to a very good friend of yours, somebody who you can trust, even a partner, whatever the case is, and say, do I talk about myself a lot? And ask them to be brutally honest with you. And listen to what they have to say, because it happened to me years ago with my sister. She said to me, Dave, you know, you talk about yourself a lot. And it really kind of hit home for me. I was like, what? No, I don't. I just try and include people in the conversation. But in actuality, you've got to really work at that. It's not natural to talk about other people. It really isn't. It's natural to talk about yourself. So we've got to really work hard at that. And the way you get right at that is by listening to these inner circles and by starting to encourage other people. So you start to encourage other people, listen to those inner circles, and it's going to change your whole paradigm. And believe me when I say this, mindset is the biggest shift that you need to get right. And don't think about it intellectually. Think about it and do it. All right? Don't just become a scholar of the fact that you need to be right with your mindset. Actually be a student of it and start putting it into practice. Steve, man, geez, I know you were late, but you have no idea how I was late. I was like 11 minutes late.
What happened there, bro? Your computer shut down.
You know, what happened was my computer had updated because I had reinstalled. And when I restarted, it just started, you know, it said like update 201. and it was going through each of the files, and I thought, there is no ways I'm getting on this Hangout. So I was freaking out.
Yeah, there's no way to cancel that stuff as well.
Yeah, man. It's yeah, I know. So I had to reset my computer, and of course, you know, if you do that, you think, yeah, I'm never going to be able to restart it again. But fortunately, it actually worked out. So,
sure. Awesome.
yeah, man. So tell me, man, what are you doing in Disney? I've told people a bit, but tell me what's happening.
Well, basically, I'm here with my mom and my sister. It's like a pre-21st birthday present for my sister, and she's just having a time of her life, going to all the resorts, the theme parks, and I'm in my hotel room now, as you can see, and we're just having a blast now. My sister and my mom are actually at the downtown Disney resort right now, doing some shopping and having dinner there, so they'll be back in a few moments. But yeah, man, Disney World's awesome. I don't know if you've been here before, or whoever's on the Hangout. If you've been here, you can relate to how awesome it is. And yeah, just having the time of our life here, bro. Before Vegas, the main event, Vegas, bro.
Vegas. I gotta tell you, Stephen was very instrumental in getting me to Vegas. I'll tell you what, he may not know this, but he was. I kept on saying, man, Stephen's going to Vegas. I got to get to Vegas. There's no ways that I can't.
Can't miss Vegas, bro. It's like a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity, man.
One in a lifetime. Train's going. It's never coming back again.
Well, it might in a year's time, but...
Yeah, well, I mean, unfortunately, it was so secretive that, like, when you get there, you're going to be signing all these NDAs.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't even think they're streaming it. So you can't even catch it online. So it's that secret. So tickets are sold out and everything. But I just wanted to say that I'm just saying, Steve, it's weird. I'm going to be meeting you physically in the USA. And we live in South Africa. So we've actually met online and then went to the USA. And I mean, that's crazy.
Before I forget, I just want to give a shout out to Jose, Wendy, Rob, and Shane. And they on my team just recently joined. I hope you guys are enjoying that. They actually joined me in RPass 2. But hopefully they'll see the benefit of joining Empower, which is really powerful. So welcome, guys. Welcome to the team. Hope you're on this Hangout. I sent the email out, so you should be on. If not, we'll see you next time.
Cool, man. I'll tell you what, if you're on Steve's team, you're in for a treat because he's a hangover coach. I can tell you that much.
Thanks, bro.
Steven actually, it was kind of weird when I introduced Steve to the whole system. I think we spoke once because we kind of met through the binary options thing.
I spoke to you once on Skype, and then I SMS'd you or texted you when I wanted to join. And then I joined, and then we spoke again after that fact that I joined.
Okay, sure.
But it's really hot here in Miami, bro. Coming from South African winter to this climate, it's a real treat.
It's freezing over here, man. I'm wearing a. We call this like a jersey. For those who don't know, we call this like a jersey.
Pullover.
Pullover, jumper, whatever you want to call it. So I also want to say hi to Ryan. I think it's Ryan Singh, Cheryl, and Kamani, if I'm saying that right. Kamani Williams. Welcome to the team. I really appreciate it. And John Hooray, Ben Taylor. I can't pronounce these other names, Steve. Does that make me a bad person?
Nah, not at all.
Goodness me. Well, I mean, everybody gets my surname right. Einar as well. Welcome, Einar and Alan, and Solomon. If you're on my team, you are on my team. Welcome. And just so you know, we're here to help and get in touch with that mastermind group so we can answer some questions. And also be aware that we're not going to be having a hangout next week, Monday, because I'll be in Vegas and it won't be physically possible. But I will let you know what's happening. When we will have probably the next hangout the following week. But wow, man, Anything else you want to say, bro?
Kind of missed the first thing you said, but helping other people, man, it just goes so far. Like, if you share something else of someone else, people are gonna see that and be like, "Damn, he shared this guy's stuff. It must be really good." And they check out his stuff, and in turn check out your stuff because you shared it. If you post your stuff on your timeline, and it's just gonna benefit everybody all around.
Yeah, there's a whole thing about, I don't know what it is, but it's like we think for some reason, or at least for me, I don't know about you, Steve, but when I got started, like if I felt like if I was sharing somebody else's content and I was promoting them.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what you want to do, because
in actual fact, if you share someone, if you like say Empower Network, you post Empower Network stuff on your timeline, and then on the one post you share someone else's, they're going to read that post, but they're going to always come back to your stuff because it's your timeline. If they want to join you and they relate to you, they don't relate to the other person. So you're giving them exposure, plus you're giving yourself more exposure. So post, if you get any type of results, guys, post it on your timeline. If you're on the leaderboard, post it. If you get sales, post that stuff. It really goes far.
And also post other people's stuff. If you see somebody
like
succeeding,
team members kicking ass.
Yeah, you just say, "Hey, man, check what what's name did. He's doing really well." It's something actually, because I had this big wow moment yesterday, Steve. I was, and I couldn't believe how I missed that. If you start exposing other people's success, and the leaders always tell us to do this, but we never actually do it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we used to elevating ourselves. We've got to start elevating other people.
And teams, not just yourself. Teams, not just individuals. I mean teams of people. So if you see like 3 of your team members on the leaderboard, you can circle their names and say, "Look at what my team's doing."
That's right. Yeah. So you start, absolutely. And we've got to be encouraging. If you are seeing somebody battling, encourage them. All right, they need encouragement. Everybody needs it. I need it. Steve needs it.
Everybody, bro. Everybody has their bad days, bad weeks, bad months.
Absolutely. And some people just look impenetrable, like they don't need encouragement. But believe me, even Dave Wood needs encouragement.
Oh yeah.
They need that, because that's what keeps us going. And so try and make that a priority this month in your business, so you can make it a habit. You start encouraging people every day, you're going to start developing habits, and that's what you want to do. You want to develop good habits, so your business can excel tremendously. And I also wanted to say to anybody on this call, if you are not aware of the strategy that I use to generate leads and sales, I have a strategy that worked very well. Steve's been through it. He uses it all the time. I use it all the time. And we virtually get sales every single day. And if you want to know that strategy, then I want to encourage you to get all in. Because if you get all in into Empower Network, meaning you buy all the core products, I will personally give you a coaching call for an hour. I will teach you that strategy so you know it. And I'll even give you a script that you can use for your to actually get that right. So if you are serious about your business and you want to take it to that level where you get all in and you say, "You know what, Dave, I'm serious, I'm going to get all in," then once you get all in, I will give you a coaching call, all right, for an hour. But you got to get all in. And I'm sure Steve will do the same, for his team and everything like that.
Absolutely.
But it's it really works well. So if you want access to that, I'm also going to be putting together, because everybody knows that I used to have this course up for free, but hardly anyone took action on it. And the few people that did take action on it are seeing results with it, and are producing massive results. I mean, Sonia is seeing results, and she's using that strategy, and she's on the leaderboard. I can't believe it. It's just unreal. Well, I can believe it. I'm on the leaderboard. And Stephen, you were on the leaderboard.
Yeah, I was on the leaderboard.
Yeah, that's right. You're on the leaderboard. So there's no question that it does work. But I'm going to be putting together a much more thorough course in the future that people can have access to, but it'll only be given access to people that are all in the business. Because I do believe that if you are serious, you will take that action. Because a lot of, I mean, how many times we see people, Steve, that say they want to get a business going, but they don't take action. It's just, I don't know what it is, but people just seem to be allergic to taking action every day.
Yeah, so I just want to mention Jose one more time. He's watching the Hangout now, and he mentioned he wanted to get all in. So Jose, get all in, then you can get access to that super powerful training that's going to give you opt-ins, leads, and sales on a daily basis.
And both of us get results. It's not like we're making this up. It actually does work,
Just go to our Facebook page. You see all the results.
You'll see all the results.
The group page. The group page.
The group page, yeah. You'll see the results that we post. So no question, it does work.
The thing is, with your strategy, you got to stay consistent with it. The more you do it, the better your results get. And even after a while, you gain that sustainability. So you don't have to work as hard. But that initial 90-day grind is necessary to get started with his Dave strategy. Just so you know what you're getting into when you go get all in.
Yeah, because, and I mean, now I can sit back because I've done this thing for like 2 years, and the whole it works so well that I can probably not work for a week, and I'll still get paid. So, I mean, that's how well it does work. No question. Jeff said, he quoted Zig Ziglar, if you help enough people get what they want, you can have anything you want.
Hell yeah, and Jeff.
That's true, man. I promise you, it just seems to be a theme of the universe where you help other people, and it's biblical as well.
You put that energy out there, it's going to come back to you.
That's right. It will. Along with the bad stuff. If you put bad stuff out there, it's going to happen. You ever notice the people say, why is everything going wrong for me? Why don't it just never seems to work, Things always happen in threes. It's gonna, I can just feel it. It's just,
That's what they say. They can feel it, so they're putting their feeling out there, and they're getting the exact same feeling back. Law of attraction right there.
There's this exercise. I spoke to a sports, I think it's called a sports scientist, and they were talking about holding a piece of string, piece of cotton, or cotton and thread, needle and thread, dangling it like this. And he had an exercise with his students. And he said, what I want you to do is I want you to look at that string, and I want you to use your mind to move the string to whatever direction you want it to go. And in every single case, the string moved. Now, it wasn't because I had mind power. It's because psychologically, on their subconscious mind, their fingers would move without them even knowing it.
Yeah.
And when you start speaking negatively into your business, you're going to do things on a subconscious level that's going to sabotage your business. That is true, and I've seen it. It's a constant theme all the time. So work on that, guys. It's absolutely imperative that you start changing the way you speak, changing the way you think, and changing what you see. And the best way to do that is to read good material, is to watch good material, to listen to good material, and it's just be a part of things that are going to help you. Don't fill your mind with garbage, because if you fill your mind with garbage is going to come out.
Yeah.
So
I see Jeff blowing up the comment section. What's up, Jeff?
Let's see. Eileen's very quiet. She hasn't said a word.
What? I don't know if you feel the same, but what they must do on the next Hangout is post pictures of yourself, where you are and what you're doing in the comment section. Then we can relate to you more.
Yeah. Post pictures. That way we can post a different picture. Aileen, you've got that one picture on your profile, and I have no idea. I mean, that's the one picture I have of you only. I looked in your profile. I couldn't find anything different. Jeff looks like he's ready to go to work, ready for a corporate meeting.
Oh, there.
Yeah. So, absolutely. So, look, guys, if you're new to this whole system, don't worry too much about the event because we understand you just come in. But just so you know, the events are super important, and you realize that as you go to the Fast Start training. But you want to get into that training, and you want to start implementing what they tell you straight away. All right, and start working out for yourself because this is your business. It's your responsibility, and no one here is going to guarantee you an income. No one here is going to guarantee you an income. Every bit of money that both myself and Steve has made has been because we have put the work in. All right. So I don't know what you'd like. I don't know what your work ethic is like. If you're here because you want to get rich overnight, you might as well just unsubscribe and get your money back because that's not what we do here. We actually work on our businesses because we want to succeed and we want to help people. And no matter what sort of industry you're in, you can use an online business to build whatever business you're in. So remember, it's also about building whatever you're doing. So maybe you're into fitness and health. So you're right about that. You put books up about that. You can sell stuff on Amazon. You can sell stuff on ClickBank. You can do what you like. But this is a business that we encourage you to be a part of. So get going with that. And I think that's a bit of a wrap up. Should we talk about a South Africanism?
Yeah, man. Tell them about Bliksem.
Oh my word, Bliksem. All right, yeah, okay. So Bliksem. Okay. I was talking to Steve about this, and I said, "What should we say Bliksem is? Should we say giving people a clap, or what was the other word? Moer. Yeah, okay. So Bliksem, klap, and moer means to donor.
To hit somebody.
It's like
give them
to
a good
hit
fist.
somebody. Okay, and give them a good clap, and like
they're being negative. If someone's being negative, just Bliksem then.
Bliksem. No, not really. We want people to get on, but yeah, that's. And the other thing too, sneakers and trainers, we call them tackies over here.
Tackies, like tacky.
Tackies, yeah.
Tacky.
Yeah. It's not tacky, tackies. So that's just a bit of an educationalism over there. So I hope that's been helpful. Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, Jeff's posted a picture. Okay, Jeff. We know you're in the dark again.
Jeff, put the light on, Jeff.
My gosh, Jeff. Light a candle.
You would swear he's in South African load shedding.
Load shedding.
Tell them about load shedding.
Oh, word. Load shedding is crazy. We actually had this app called
Gridwatch.
Gridwatch, right? And this app is so funny because it actually comes with a torch attached to it. And so during the night time for me, sometimes from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, the lights will just go out, like for 2 hours, and then they'll come on again, and then the next day they might be out from 4 till 6, and in the rare occasions it might go out from 10 or from 8 until 10. Yeah, or 6 until 8. It depends, but we have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. We haven't had stage 4 in a while, but there was joking around in South Africa that they're going to bring out stage 5, and stage 5 is when the electrical company will come to your house and actually blow out all your candles and take your flashlights. So yeah, that was quite funny. But Jeff, Aileen, and Andrea, if you're watching, we're going to be seeing you in Vegas. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And, I look forward to seeing everybody else who's watching this Hangout right now, wherever you are in the world, whatever time you're watching this. I'm going to say goodbye. I hope everybody's enjoyed this. And we will. I'll let you know when the next Hangout in, which will probably be in 2 weeks from now. So with that being said, I'm going to say goodbye, and you have a great day. You want to say something? Just to.
Yeah, guys. If you want to take action on this, just get in. There's a button below, and hop on that Empower Hour call if you have time.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, guys. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers, guys.